Hey, I've been really afraid to do this for a very long time, and actually, I feel like the fear is kind of part of why I wanted to sit down and record this. I'm afraid of a lot of things, and yet I act like I'm not all the time. I try to be like tough and fearless. And I want people to think that I'm like, so tough because I don't want anyone to take advantage of me or think that I'm weak. But I think that I'm weak. So maybe I'm the one that I should be afraid of in some ways, right? Like judgment. And that voice in your head is just crazy. So I am at my family's house in Maine, which is why it's so beautiful and so quiet here, and the light is incredible, and there's a lake right there, and it's so peaceful and so serene. And I have my dog Lola with me, and we're just outside enjoying the super beautiful weather. I've been blogging for 10 years next month, and I've learned a lot of things. I've learned what a biphase solution is, and I have learned about skincare ingredients like snail extract and squalene, and learned that double cleansing is so much better for my skin and maybe even your skin. But the most things that I have learned about have been about myself. And I still, in 10 years, I still feel like I haven't gotten a hang of it, and maybe I never will, or maybe I'm not challenging myself enough. Maybe I'm staying too comfortable, and maybe that comfort is really in not doing things like this, not sitting down to record a video, not even trying, being so afraid of what people would say, what I would say, that I am afraid to even start. And that's not the advice that I would give anyone else. So why is that advice that I am giving myself? It's so strange, right? The way that those things always work. In videos, especially like on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, I'm always so afraid of what, of course, people will say about me, but also just the things that I will say. And I guess that's why I always enjoy photos so much better and the written word so much more, is because those things are tightly edited and controlled. But in that way, I'm also just not letting you see who I am. And so in 10 years, I still haven't really let that out, that I've been afraid to express that part of me. So I don't know if you guys are new here, but I live in New York City, in Brooklyn to be exact, and I don't have a car, of course, because what would I do with it other than having it broken into every night? And so I rented a car and drove to Maine this week, kind of last minute plans. I think I just really wanted to get away, and there are a lot of kind of family things happening, and this house is very special to me, and this place is very special to me. But it's been so long since I drove a car, since last year when I went to Vermont with Volkswagen, which was an incredible trip. But I'm so afraid of what other people think of me that I even found myself on the drive here and on the drive home from Walmart today worrying about what the person behind me on the road thought of me or my driving skills. Am I going too fast? Do they think I'm crazy? Am I swerving too much? Do I look like a drunk driver? Like, all of these racing thoughts were going through my head, and first of all, it all just seems ridiculous. Like, the cars would change, but the thoughts would still be the same, like they were the same car. Does the person behind me like think I'm cool? Do I look interesting? Like, those were all things that I worried about in the most ridiculous ways. And maybe some of those insecurities are just things that I was used to having, back home in Arkansas when I had a car. Or maybe it's because the last time I had a car, I was in college. And before that, it was high school. And all of those times, like, very insecure, very sensitive times. And so maybe that's part of where that comes from, but I always associate like some sort of coolness factor like attached to the car and how you drive. Are you going fast enough but not too fast? Because, you know, I love to follow the rules. I only go like 5 over the speed limit. But I love to not be a rule breaker. I love to ask for for permission rather than more than forgiveness. But those were all the things that were going through my head, and it was such a monumental waste of energy. Like, why was I worrying about that? That car was behind me for 30 seconds, 2.5 minutes, like at the most. Why was I so worried about that? And, you know, so much of that has also, of course, like translated into all the things that I do. Like, I can help a brand launch on the internet. It's boring as hell to me because, you know, the rules are simple, right? Like, there's no magical secret on how to do social media. Like, you create good content, you honor your customer, you answer their questions. Like, there's no magical mythical formula, but it's about doing it's about executing it well. It's about showing her that you care. It's about having all of the brand resources to really give that customer what she needs. There's no secret. You just have to try. And even if you get it wrong, if the customer sees you're trying, then you're halfway there. I don't know. The players may change, but it's all still really the same. But on the internet, I can do anything. I can connect with so many new and exciting and interesting people. And I'm so afraid to, in some ways, you know, it's like I'm afraid to even like go outside, if you will. Like, I have a house and it's really safe and it's secure, and I keep organizing everything inside the house. We'll call, you know, the house might as well be my blog, for example, or my social channels. And I'll keep organizing things and cleaning things and adding new interesting pieces of decoration. And maybe I'll rearrange the house before company comes over. But like, I just don't go outside, and I'm so tired of feeling like I don't live my life fully, like I don't express my life fully. I think that's part of the reason that I just wanted to be spontaneous and drive 6 hours and 400 miles to get to this place that means so much to me. Yeah, I meant for this to mean sort of so much more, but I also feel like maybe I'll post this. Maybe I won't. Maybe someone will be able to connect to it. Maybe someone will finally get to see who I am as a person, and that would be cool because I feel like I haven't really shown that, or at least the parts that I have shown have been so tightly controlled that maybe you have some idea of who I am. Maybe if you follow me on Twitter. Anyhow, if you're watching this, I'm super happy that you're here. I have so many things to say, and maybe someday I will have the courage to share them. Maybe that day's today. But thank you guys so much for watching. All probably 5 of you. I appreciate it a lot.